Good evening and welcome to episode 2 of Armchair Judging. Tonight we are looking at Carlos Condit versus Robbie Lawler. And tonight with me I've got Aidan, say hello.
Hello.
Trevor, hello.
Howdy.
What's news?
Not a lot. We had the dead space on this last one as well.
Yeah. I think we've established we are not quite yet good at banter.
This is a hard question. Someone asked you, what's happening? Work? Okay, work.
Yeah. Work,
Even if you're
mild
not
alcohol
working,
abuse. The usual.
Yeah. Cocaine, maybe. Strippers.
Yeah. The odd bout of a crack problem, as they call it. I don't think it's a problem. Life is boring. I think it's a solution.
You seem to have a handle on it, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah. But,
excited for this one? I'm fucking pumped for this one.
Yeah.
I forgot, when I was rewatching, I forgot just how good this fight was.
This is a fucking absolute fucking banger, this fight. Absolute. You guys watched it live yet?
I believe I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched this one at the Crown in Melbourne.
Oof. Fancy looking, Mr. Fucking Fancy Pants over here.
I reckon you guys went to the Crown and you watched. You were live at Halsey.
At Rousey versus Holmes.
Yeah.
We went to the Crown before then because we were drinking in the morning.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, you don't actually attend a social event sober.
No.
What's that?
And actually, for the first time I saw Lawler versus Condit, I'm pretty sure I was drunk.
Yeah, I was hammered.
I think if you guys were hammered, then I definitely was.
It was the thing, like Sunday afternoon,
Maggie's Club.
drunk, steaks. It was the best.
Go Maggie's.
You order your steak
Yeah, I miss
medium
Maggie's.
rare, it comes out well done, just like every other bloody restaurant in this town.
Clubs. Restaurants. Yeah. Should be-
Restaurants, you get them like medium well.
Did you have a look at the odds and purses and whatnot for this, Aidan?
Yeah, I didn't get the purse. The odds were even going in, both at -115.
What's that translate to in Aussie speak?
I'm sure exactly how it translates. So what it means is if you bet $115, then you'll make $100 off of your bet.
Okay.
Um,
I hate American odd system so much.
Yeah, 100%. So going into the fight, Robbie Lawler was 26-10 with 1 no contest. Carlos Condit was 30-8, and this was Lawler's second title defence after the Rory McDonald fight.
And this is January 2nd, 2016 at the MGM Grand again. Second fight in a row. Did you have a look at the undercard?
I didn't actually. I do have in front of me the payouts. Do we want to do that now or at the end?
Yeah.
Because I've got with UFC, obviously they're often very notorious for not disclosing full amounts.
Yes.
And there's a lot of backroom bonuses.
Wait. Is this before or post Reebok?
I think it was before because I'm not getting anything about compliance bonuses.
Yeah.
So we have Robbie Lawler getting $500,000 without a win bonus, and Carlos Condit getting $350,000. But again, with the UFC, we don't have. These are just what's reported.
I hope they're getting more because that's pretty.
I would like to think after a fight like this, they both would have been sitting
Yeah.
comfortably. Otherwise, why would you do it? Because these guys, they beat the absolute tar out of each other. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the undercard, notably, Stipe splattered Arlovsky. Brian Ortega, who was very young at the time, fought Brandau. And Dustin Poirier was on the Fight Pass prelim.
Wow.
It's insane, man. Another thing I thought worth mentioning before we get into the fight is the absolute horror streak Lawler had been on before this. Not horror as in he was losing, but the fights were all brutal. So the 2 Hendricks fights were brutal. The Matt Brown fight was brutal, and the Roy McDonald fight was brutal. And this fight was brutal. Like, yeah.
I think that sums up Lawler's career. Just
Brutal.
I think at least at this point his career was training again. There was a large period in his career where he was just like not training, just showing up to fighting, and it was.
That's the thing that's really impressive about it. Apparently he didn't spar when he was like just starting.
Really?
Imagine any boxer or anything not ever sparring and just rocking up to the fight. That'd be terrible. They'd just get knocked out every time.
And he spent a long time all over the place, didn't it? Strike Force and
Yep.
all the shit between the real early days when he was fighting Nick Diaz and stuff.
And then he fought Melvin, I've never pronounced his last name,
Manouche.
in Strike Force, was getting the absolute tar beat out of him before he just landed one big old shot.
Yeah, that is. I've seen that. That's brutal. Commentary tonight, we got the classic duo, Rogan and what's his name? Goldberg, yeah. Goldberg. As annoying as he is, I kind of miss him. Like,
Oh, I
Because
totally.
he just said the stuff, like the stats, basically.
yeah, but he also says like a lot of like nonsense, kind of just platitudes and like, yeah,
He doesn't want to hear someone like always announcing people the exact same way.
yeah.
Carlos Condit.
Come on, if it was a big fight, everyone got a little bit of a chill when you got, and here we go.
And it is.
And it is over.
They did mention Lawler has been a pro at this point for already 15 years.
That's nuts.
15 fucking years.
Yeah.
That actually brings me to a point of a note I made here, because I don't know how I've never really thought about this, but Lawler somehow looks simultaneously like an old man and a baby.
He fucking does.
Now, every time someone sees Lawler, they're not on seeing that, because I fucking can't.
And we mentioned Goldie. Rogan. This
Yep.
is before Rogan lost his passion for this job.
Yeah, I can't help but feel that he has been 1.5 feet out the door
For a while.
for a while now.
In fairness, I think even fighting could probably get boring if you're just sitting ringside every single UFC
I don't
event.
know, man. Like,
When you're getting stoned all day on a podcast with awesome ass people like Duncan Trussell, yeah, I think fighting would be like,
Yeah,
I'd rather be getting stoned with Duncan Trussell.
you get fucking ringside seats for these fights. Same as Merchant. Like, we ripped on him for being like smashed and probably high on coke, but like, why not? Like,
In fairness, like we've pretty much every fight we review, I'm probably going to say, yeah, I was drunk the first time I watched it.
yeah, you're not getting paid.
On the scale of 1 to Larry Merchant.
Yeah, Rogan's probably on a 10. The
Yeah.
stats, did you look at the stats? It's almost identical.
I actually didn't get a chance to look at the stats for this one.
Yeah,
So we had Big John as the referee.
big Shrek looking motherfucker here.
Judges were Derek Cleary, Chris Lee, and Tony Weeks.
Yeah,
I always wonder, is that the Tony Weeks that's a boxing referee?
referee. I don't know, it might be.
I think it is.
And we get Bruce Buffer. What's your opinions on Bruce Buffer?
Takes too damn long.
I
Every
fucking
time.
take-
I
Yeah.
much prefer Martinez.
So do I. I used to get ripped on like forums and Facebook posts saying how much I didn't like him. He sucks. He just fucking yells. I can't understand what he's saying.
He does have impeccable taste in jackets, though. I just, in all fairness, I gotta bring that up.
Yeah, if you put one of his jackets on Dom Lau from one championship, it'd just be far better. Plus the guy even looks like Dominic Cruz.
Yeah, I much prefer. Who's the other?
Martinez.
Michael Buffer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Michael. Yeah.
He's just got a smooth voice, eh?
Yeah.
He doesn't yell shit at you.
But again, have we, since the last fight we reviewed, have we checked that he is in fact human? Because I'm still pretty convinced he's a robot.
Michael or Bruce?
Michael.
Well, he hasn't aged a day in like 20 years, so there's that.
So either that or like Botox, but you know,
Yeah, probably both of them.
Lots of Botox.
And
love the innocent and Botox.
so the bell goes. Round one start.
Wait on. I
Right?
forgot this last time as well. You've got to say about any biases
Oh,
we
yeah.
have before the fight.
I was always a big Carlos Condit fan. I was a big Robbie Lawler fan too, probably Condit more, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is one fight where I don't think I have bias. I'm just a huge fan of both guys.
Bad bias going into the fight and since then, I really like Carlos Condit. But I also really thought that Robbie Lawler had a bunch of really lucky decisions, and that's probably going to...
We'll get to those in the future, I imagine.
Yeah.
Some of those, anyway.
Just two great guys to fight each other. You've got
Yeah,
one guy
styles.
who's super technical in Carlos Condit, and Lawler's just
Violent.
violent. Ruthless.
Yeah, it
Got
pretty
a
much
chin
suits
like
him, eh?
fucking
Yeah.
nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah, so round one goes. I will say straight off the bat, this fight wasn't exactly like I remembered it. It was a little slow, like first minute. And then Lawler goes down early, like a minute and a bit in. But he doesn't look too hurt.
Yeah, he sort of face planted, but then just bounced back up.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. The story of this round is, a lot of the rounds is Condit's busy. he throws lots, heaps.
Sort of the whole story, eh? And surprised me that, like, Condit started off the round by sort of moving to the outside and keeping his distance, but straight after the knockdown, he was taking the centre.
Yeah.
Like, always pressuring forwards. And Lawler sort of wasn't fighting as he usually did.
And when they do show the replay of that knockdown between rounds, and it almost looks more like a push / off balance kind of thing. It's not like a big one punch down kind of thing.
Yeah, the way he fell definitely made it look a lot worse, but made him look far more hurt than he was.
It was a slow start with some nice moments in it.
It
Bit
picks
of
up.
feeling out round, but
It picks up towards the end of the round. But yeah.
Had Condit landing some pretty nice combinations at the end of the round, and yeah, he was doing what he usually does, just working hard.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I couldn't hear, maybe it was just the TV I was watching. I couldn't hear the corners comments between the rounds.
Neither could I. I think I got like
There's
one time or something, but I caught what they said.
Yeah, it seems like the UFC shows them at the same time. They're playing them both at the same time. So
Yeah.
So round 2.
so round 2.
Well, Lawler started off by trying to take the centre again. Didn't really last a hell of a long time.
Yeah. He does land a brutal body kick early, and it's really loud. It's like a fucking shotgun going off.
I've definitely taken note of that. We've just got good body kick. So I think we all saw the same thing.
Yeah.
And they mentioned the Condit knee injury versus Woodley. Have you guys actually seen that fight?
Don't think so.
No, I don't think I have.
I've never seen it. I've always... It was immediately after this fight, Woodley got the next title fight, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. So I wonder if it was a close fight or it was competitive before his knee went out. I've never seen it. I should go back and watch it.
Actually, one thing I started to realise in this round was that the game plan for Condit seems to be both finisher combinations with a kick and spam kicks, basically.
Yeah, there's a lot of
just
kicks.
fall in.
Yeah.
Fall in. In this round, Condit goes down, and this one is a legit big punch knockdown.
He eats a hell of a shot.
He recovers pretty well, though. Like he
does. I know the fight did hit the mat for a while, but Carlos managed to pop up.
Yeah, he didn't actually do a great deal on the ground. Lawler, that is.
Well, Joe Rogan brought up a good point saying how dangerous Condit is off his back.
Yeah.
And I think it comes into play with Lawler's entire game plan. He's like, I think before the fight, they said he had, before the fight, they were saying Lawler has 80% takedown effectiveness.
80.
Yeah. So ordinarily you'd be thinking, like, have takedowns part of your plan. But I think because of that danger off his back, that wasn't part of the plan.
I think also the shape of him, like, Condit's like the wrong shape to be going for heaps of takedowns against Lawler. He's tall.
He's like real long. Yeah, he's 6'2", I think. Yeah.
Even though, like, Lawler has the big knockdown in this round, the punch stats are still fucking hugely wide. But that's just because, like, the spam, like you said, like, he's just throwing constantly.
But for the rest of the round, I think when Condit's moving forward, he just starts, walking into shit.
Yeah, I wrote that as well. Carlos is rushing a lot at the end of the round.
I got Robbie starts swinging near the end.
Yeah.
Landing some really nice shots.
Yeah, with like a minute to go, Lawler's landing big. Get into round 3. And this is what I mean about Goldberg. He says you could make the argument that this is tied heading into round 3. It's like, they were 2 very easy rounds to score. Like, it's very clearly one apiece at this point.
This was like one of the only times I actually caught what the corner was saying, and it wasn't anything too insightful for us. It was just Robbie Lawler's corner saying, body motion, don't wind up too much.
What did Condit's corner say?
Didn't catch it.
He is Greg Jackson, right?
I think he is. Yeah, he's
so it's just something like, breathe.
I think a stat came up at this point that Carlos Condit had finished 28 of his 30 wins at this point, which is unreal.
That is unreal.
That is really good.
Yeah, you said before Rogan saying Condit's good off his back. I'm taking his word for it because I don't know, but Rogan said that about fucking everyone who gets knocked down. He's like, anytime a fight goes to the ground, he'll be like, this guy is dangerous off the back. Unless it's like Stephen Thompson.
That's true. And Damian Myers, really extreme example of being good at jiu-jitsu. He submitted Condit in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe not so good off his
Yeah,
back.
I used to say that about Machida, but I never saw him submit one person.
Yeah, you even said it about Roy Nelson all the time. So he's actually really good jiu-jitsu.
I think he'd be better on top than the bottom. Just fucking suffocate you. Yeah, so round 3 is kind of more volume.
Yeah,
more volume.
I'm just now realising, taking notes after a long night at work, probably not the best time to do it.
I think also it's hard to take notes in this fight because like all of my notes for every round are like Condit spamming kicks.
There is a moment in this round, about 1:30 in, where Condit does look hurt again, and Lawler starts landing well again. And this is kind of where the fight begins to turn into like the potato fest that I remember it being.
Yeah.
The first time I watched
I've literally got like Lawler with a solid elbow shot, Condit with a combo and then a head kick to me. Like they're just throwing at each other.
Yeah.
I think Condit went for a
kitchen
flying
sink at
gate
one
at some point, but
yeah.
I don't think he landed it.
He doesn't. That's a big thing in this fight. Like he doesn't land a lot. Like lots of air strikes, especially air kicks. There's like a half attempted takedown in this round, which is like first of the fight.
But again, Lawler's game plan seemed to be just sit back and counter. I think his team must have accounted for how Condit was just going to throw heaps of volume. And by this point, Condit was bleeding from the nose a bit. Nothing serious though.
I thought this was a tough round to score, but I did start to question some of the stats, the punch stats, around this point when they mentioned him because
Carlos like 30 punches to 2 and shit like that.
He's like kicking air a lot. And I guess the dude being there pressing the button, he has a tough job. But I thought that would be off.
As a concept, I don't think they're reliable.
No, because it's dumb. Like,
and it doesn't matter.
It's done live. You're not going back and reviewing the footage. And
there's a big fucking cage.
And there's a difference between landing a punch and landing a punch.
Yeah. There's lots of like tapping the gloves and shit.
Yeah.
Well, same as, and the knockdowns show that. Like, there's Condit knocking down Lawler, and then there's Lawler knocking down Condit.
And then round 4. I've still got on my notes here. Still tons of air swings by Condit. Like he's throwing lots, but I don't know how much he's doing. And I think even Rogan mentions it at one point during this round that he's not landing a lot. Maybe it's Goldie, I can't remember. Probably Rogan, because Goldie wouldn't say something as insightful as that.
Well, Condit got some probably not great advice from his corner. It was long kicks, long strikes, stay on game plan.
Is that what he was doing anyway?
Yeah, he's stuck it. Look, give him credit for one thing. He stuck to his game plan really well for the whole fight, but there was probably a point where he maybe should have changed it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They mentioned, do you remember around this time where, like, especially when Conor was getting big, they mentioned the movement coaches, and everyone was doing that for a while?
Yeah.
I just kept thinking of that, like, playing touch ball in the park.
Yeah, we were speaking about that as well. And, Rogan's saying about all these benefits it's bringing to people. Did we ever really see it bring a benefit to anyone?
I don't, like, what exactly was the point of it? It's just like, was it?
I think it's literally just like being a bit flexible.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a bit of touch, man.
There's sorts of guys
arrested and go to jail.
There's sorts of guys who come up with some dubious claims for the benefits of what they're doing there.
Yeah.
I've got a note here about Condit doing something pretty impressive, which I've got asterisks, so I know what it is, but I was writing it while looking at the TV and I can't read what I wrote.
Must have been good.
Yeah. That was probably the key to this whole fight, Aiden. You just missed out a trick there.
Yep.
This round is more of the story of the fight. Lawler lands big, Condit lands more.
If you believe CompuBox, which we obviously don't, they've got Condit landing 247 to 69.
Oh shit! Do they call it CompuBox in MMA?
I think it's CompuStrike.
Oh, CompuStrike. Of course it is.
That's what merchants. Yeah.
It's the same thing, Jet.
Strike. We go into the last round. Yeah, round 5. Lawler comes out, fucking swinging crazy, and he hits a counter, and then Carlos kind of takes over and starts beating the shit out of him pretty badly. And Lawler's looking pretty gassed with about 3 minutes to go. Yeah, and I was thinking it might have got stopped at this point. Lawler looked fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
I was thinking it could have. If it didn't get stopped, we were looking at a 10-8 round.
This was this is a hard round to score for me because both guys tired, both guys swinging.
Yeah.
Both guys started looking pretty urgent about
both of them
needing
knew
to.
they needed.
There's a big right hand by Lawler with like a minute 40 or so left that changes the momentum of this round heavily.
Yeah.
And it just turns into a fucking potato fest.
Because Lawler.
Yeah, they just flog the shit out of each other. And then Condit starts to look gas.
And Lawler's just pouring it on.
Yeah.
And the rest of the round, I thought was really just Condit. Condit was really wobbled. He looked stuffed. He looked like he was going to struggle to survive.
Yeah.
And Lawler was just hammering away.
Yeah.
Like, I think the only reason he didn't get the knockout was because he was so stuffed at that point.
And then the bell goes and they just look both wrecked on the cage, like next to each other.
Both hoping they did enough to win.
Yeah.
So
that was probably the hardest round to score, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because Condit was ahead for so much of it until Lawler landed that big shot.
Yeah. The fight ends and the official cards come in. Do you have them?
Yeah, I do. But just before that, we had Joe Rogan saying that was one of the best rounds in welterweight history, which I agree. That was a sick round.
That was absolute.
He thought that, I think it was him saying Lawler might have netted a knockdown. Can't remember if I'm remembering that right. But he thought that Robbie was too economical going into the round, and then he definitely turned that around for round 5.
Yeah.
All right, just finding the scorecards. So, the official scorecards were Weeks had it 48-47 for Condit. Lee had 48-47 for Lawler. And Derek had 48-47 for Lawler for a split decision win.
Yeah. So what was your scorecard?
My scorecard? Just, all right, I didn't do a tally at the end.
So I see you are good maths too.
There's 2 episodes in it.
Oh, wait, I did do a tally. Disregard. Right. Got 48-47 for Robbie Lawler.
Oof. I had 48-47 Carlos Condit.
Oh. It didn't sound like you'd have that after the way we broke down those rounds.
So, I had it dead even going into the last round.
So did I.
Yeah.
So my final score that last round was very difficult to score, and I'm not one to typically do this because I try and avoid it at all cost. But I scored the last round 10-10.
We've got
majority draw.
We've got a majority draw.
They probably deserved it, to be honest.
Yeah. So, post notes. Great fight.
Yeah. I mean, I guess what did everyone take away from it that maybe didn't take away from it the first time other than we were sober?
My main takeaway is I remember being like outraged when the decision was announced at the time. Thinking, fuck, Carlos won like 4 rounds. No, that fight legitimately could have gone either way.
Yeah. I was like that as well first time, and I wanted Condit to win, so...
Yeah.
But the first note I've got written down after the fight finished was tough fight. I think we'll all have it differently.
Yeah.
I didn't think we'd all have...
Legitimately differently. Yeah. Another thing, note here is I remembered this fight in my mind. Round 5 was the whole fight. But it wasn't. It was round 5. And I guess the end of round 4 as well. Yeah.
I got to say that as far as welterweight fights go, that 5th round was just probably the best round in that division. I mean, that was...
And you're right, round 5, it's a round of 2 halves. The only reason I did give it to Condit was because I thought his period of domination was a little bit longer in that round. But if you gave it to Lawler, I wouldn't be mad. Yeah.
I had it... I agree, but then I had the damage Lawler was doing in that last phase, and it was long enough to work. Yeah. It's not like one guy's kind of winning the round for 4.5 minutes. Last 30 seconds, the other guy's got him almost out, but there's not enough time to say he worked that round.
So each of us thought it was even going into that round, and it was without a doubt the hardest round to score in that fight.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any issue with it really.
Yeah, like I said before, the strike stats are misleading. And this is how you can get people complaining about decisions. It's like, if you look at hypothetical punch stat of 100 punches landed to 10, the guy who landed 10 punches can still win the fight.
Yeah.
He can. If the guy could land 100 punches in 1 round and the other guy lands 2 in 10 rounds.
Yeah, if one guy's throwing...
That'll never happen, but shows you how it can have.
You know, one guy can throw 30 jabs, then yet his face still looks like the fucking minced meat.
Yeah.
So what me and Trev had spoken about was this fight, you really got to try to decide whether you're scoring quantity or quality of shots.
Yeah.
Lawler was throwing much less than he usually does.
Yeah. But he landed heavy.
Yeah,
a few
real
times,
heavy.
Yeah.
But I think he summed it up best. He said there were 2 winners tonight.
Yeah.
Probably right. Well, definitely right.
Although technically, you know, the guy that walks away with the belt is the winner, so even
That's fair.
still wins. So
Robbie Lawler won. Officially.
he got the shiny thing, all right?
So my verdict on the judging is this is not a bad decision at all.
No.
This legitimately could have gone either way.
Yeah, it's one of those fights where you go, I really don't envy the
Yeah.
judges.
And I wasn't outraged upon this viewing as I was when I watched it live. Not at
Yeah,
all.
I was absolutely blown away by this fight. I thought it was really fun.
Absolute banger.
It's definitely a must watch. Unfortunately, not free on YouTube like UFC started to release lately, but
Need
You
to
got Fight Pass?
Yeah. I thought it was worth mentioning here after the fight. Neither man was the same after this fight. Lawler was probably not the same before this fight, but this finished him. Immediately after this, Robbie Lawler loses the title, a first round knockout to Tyron Woodley, and since has gone 2-5.
Wow.
And also, Carlos has also gone 2-5 after this, and he's recently retired. And I think Lawler should probably join him in retirement.
yeah,
I
he's still good. He's just not that sort of level he wants to be at.
No,
I
and he's
don't-
also, 38, 39 years old now.
Yeah,
I don't
very
want to see
helpful
Robbie
fight.
Lawler go down the BJ Penn or Diego Sanchez route.
The BJ Penn is the saddest one.
It is.
Yeah. He ended up getting knocked out by like, just a random dude on the street one time. That's pretty bad.
But that being said, Lawler did win his last fight, albeit against Nick Diaz, who hasn't fought since before this fight.
Well, Nick Diaz's last fight was Anderson Silva, wasn't it? Before this one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was at 2014, 2015,
But-
maybe.
Yeah.
Nick did have a long layoff because, you know, they punished him for smoking marijuana drugs.
Yeah, and I think
So much worse than steroids. man.
Yeah, that's not, bro. It's a real performance enhancer. Oh,
I feel like he's got other issues as well. He looks kind of scattered.
Probably all that weed, to be fair.
yeah. Didn't you claim that, like, GSP poisoned him
Yeah, he did.
in like, an interview?
Yeah,
amongst just a bunch of incoherent rambling.
Yeah. Aliens got him. No, that's GSP.
That's
Yeah.
You're just sleeping, George.
So after this, though, they were saying about the Miocic-Arlovsky fight being on the undercard. I was just thinking from the highlights, there was one of those fights where Herb Dean sort of makes them think it's over. So I think like Stipe ran up, jumped on the cage, and then Herb's like, no, the fight's still going on.
Run back and give him one more.
So I think that'd be an interesting one to look at from the stoppage review sort
Yeah.
of perspective.
Was that Miocic's last fight before he fought Verdum for the heavyweight title? It must have been around that time.
I think so. I remember there being someone who was fighting for the title coming off a loss. But,
No, Miocic won.
Oh, Miocic, sorry.
Yeah,
What am I thinking of then? I don't know, maybe I'm making shit up.
probably. Is that a wrap for this one?
Yeah, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
So if you're watching on YouTube, do the old like, subscribe, ring the notification bell.
And look for us where you get your podcast from.
Cheers.
Cheers.
See you.